Welcome back. Chuck Newton joins me now. He is the chair of the Sea Island Corridor Coalition. Chuck, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Daniel. Nice to be here.
So there is a lot that our viewers will want to know on this, so let's just jump right in. First of all, let's go big picture. What is the Ladies Island Plan?
Well, the Ladies Island Plan has been in the works for about 10 months. This is the first time there has ever been a specific plan for Ladies Island. It's been included in a variety of city and county plans, but there's never been one specifically that looked at Ladies Island. And given the pressures the island is feeling now through traffic growth and the like, it's an appropriate time to get this done.
So let's talk transportation for a moment. We know that as an area continues to grow, as Ladies Island certainly is, that becomes a bigger and bigger issue. So how does this plan relate to the transportation improvements for Ladies Island that were approved by voters last November?
Well, they're not directly relatable, excuse me, but they do have something to do with one another. In that the plan has incorporated the traffic study as part of its work, and has built itself, if you will, around the traffic improvements that were set forth. In November, voters in Beaufort County voted by about a 60% margin, a little more, for a 1% increase in the sales tax to fund some transportation improvements. $32 million of those improvements will take place on Ladies Island. The engineering on those projects has not yet been done. We have a general idea, and it was set forth in the referendum question, which projects would be undertaken. They are intended to pull traffic away from the choke points at the Publix intersection, for example, most importantly. Work will be going forward on those through county engineering in the next several months. The Ladies Island Plan is not dependent on those projects, but it was certainly going to make, the completion of those projects is certainly going to make the Ladies Island Plan more workable.
So it sounds like it certainly takes them into account, which of course is very important as we speculate into the future. So Chuck, what does the Ladies Island Plan overall hope to accomplish here?
Well, I think the bottom line is we hope to get a handle on growth. If you extrapolate the numbers out at quite a long ways, looking at the current growth, the growth rate of about 2.3% annually on Ladies Island, and you look at what's permitted by existing zoning, there are about 8,200 new homes that could be built on Ladies Island. Now, again, as I say, if you extrapolate those growth rates out, that's more than 20 years of growth. But I think the key thing is to try and get a handle on some of these issues so we don't simply populate the place with residential or commercial development that turns us into a Mount Pleasant.
So how do you manage growth exactly? Don't you ever get the question, can't you just say no?
Well, you really can't just say no. South Carolina is a property rights state, and if you own a parcel of property, you are entitled to develop it within, again, the constraints that planning and zoning provides. The key thing, what we're focusing on are issues such as septic use. We're looking at issues such as bring in dirt fill to make land that's otherwise undevelopable developable. If we get our arms around those kinds of things, we think we can do a better job of managing the growth that is coming.
So we know that there is a plan, and now, thanks to you, we have kind of an idea of what that is. But tell us, how did all of this come about? Let's go back to the beginning. Who decided that Ladies Island needed a plan?
Back in February of 2018, the Sea Island Coalition and the Coastal Conservation League pulled together a meeting here at Ladies Island Elementary School. It was standing room only in the best or worst sense of the word. There was not a folding chair left, I think, in the school building. We had about 450 people show up. I think that was pretty indicative to city and county officials that people were concerned about the way growth was being handled and managed on Ladies Island, and that something needed to be done. Coming out of that, they formed, again, this steering committee and this Ladies Island Plan initiative. The city and the county both supported it. They have been supportive throughout, and we will be going to both the city and the county in the next weeks to get an endorsement of the plan so we can move forward.
Well, Chuck, we're almost out of time, but tell us very quickly, where does the plan stand right now and what is next?
The plan last week was adopted 9-0 by the Beaufort County Planning Commission. We are waiting to be scheduled to review the plan with the county's Natural Resources Committee, and subsequent to that, the entire county council. On the city side, we will be working with the city to set a time to go through this in a work session with city council, and then it will go ultimately to the city council for endorsement. With everybody signing off on the plan and signing off on a multi-jurisdictional agreement to execute the plan, we should be able to start chipping away at some of the plan's fundamental provisions.
Well, that is very important information for all of us to know. Chuck, thanks so much for your time.
Good, thanks so much.
Be sure to follow me on social media at Lala Squickero and send me your news and pictures of what's going on around town for a chance to be featured. Sincere thanks to our segment hosts and special guests, and to the team behind the scenes for making it look easy. Most importantly, thank you, the viewers, for inviting us in. I'm Daniela Squickero, and I'll see you around Beaufort.